So, everything here looks pretty janky. This isn't the coolest build. We'll get on that when we hit rank 70. There's no reason to spend resources and money like on transmogrifying, because you're just constantly replacing your gear with other gear anyway. So you kind of look like a clown while you're leveling. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not afraid to look like a clown. Rumor has it that I sometimes look like a clown. I'll treat you to that. I'll let you laugh at me. We'll have a laugh at my expense. I'm just your little monkey dancing for you, for your entertainment. Wow, that sounded bitter. Alright. You know what? We're doing good. We're doing fine. So far, we haven't died a single time yet in this rift. How about that? That makes me look almost competent. Ooh, I was able to save my sweeping wind. I could reapply it in the very last second. That's a little thing that I paid attention to, that you probably didn't pay attention to. But that's okay. Alright. It's at this point where, as a Let's Player, you start thinking, like, should I start cutting content here? Because I've sort of shown the whole sort of rifty thing. I haven't showed bounties yet, but I'm not going to do bounties until I hit rank 70. And I'm not going to do the campaign and stuff, so it gets a bit samey, right? Where now I'm just sort of showing you more of the stuff that I've already done. Because this is what you do, you just grind out these rifts until you hit rank 70. And... And normally I would. This would be the point where I would start to like do some snips. And just we'll be back when I hit rank 70, stuff like that. But see, you have to remember that Anna is on vacation. Anna is on vacation and we are strapped for content. Which means I have to sort of like milk this. I have to drag this out and try to like just create as much content as possible with within like a pretty short period of time. And that means I'm gonna have to sort of like milk everything for as much as it's worth, right? I'm gonna drag it out. No, but for real though, I don't wanna. I don't want to do bad content. No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But it is like a struggle in some ways. Because you don't always have something super interesting to talk about. And you know, stuff comes to mind organically when playing the game. Sometimes. And you just find a tangent or something. You just find something that you can talk about for a couple of minutes. Oh no, why did I restart a checkpoint? Oh god damn it. The treasure goblin, it's gonna get away. I can't let it get away. Oh, it's running. Oh, where is it? Oh, why did I chase after it? Oh no. Now I'm now I'm being hunted by, I don't know if you see this, but there's like 5 champion packs swarming after me here at the same time. So I'm not sure how smart of me that was. But fortunately, my damage is so good that like I was able to get through that just fine. And once I hit rank 60, the drops are going to be a bit different. There's going to be a new resource dropping that didn't drop before, which is called Death's Breath. That is because it's a new resource that was introduced in the game in the Reaper of Souls expansion. I can't even pick stuff up anymore. My inventory is full. Because before the expansion, the level cap was 60. They increased the level cap to 70 for Reaper of Souls. It's quite common that you do that whenever you release an expansion to an RPG. Or something like an ARPG as well, where you raise the level cap. And now you could think that's all sort of benign, and be like, yeah, that's fine, right? Just raising the level cap, because then that gives the expansion-y feel that like, ooh, we can now start progressing towards something higher. But higher is so weird in these circumstances, because I'm gonna use that. Because it's just a bigger number, right? And it's just sort of like tickling that thing where you get to see a bigger number on the screen. But nothing's sort of like changed, really. It's still like if you increase the number of your attacks, so your attacks do bigger number, but at the same time you increase the enemy health by the same number, then nothing has really changed. You still hit the enemy like 3 times and he dies. Before, you hit the same enemy 3 times and he dies. Nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is that you're seeing a bigger number on your screen. Which I know triggers like sort of like the emotional response or whatever. I know people like to see big number. Ow. But the reason why they do that is because it makes everything that you had before the expansion dropped obsolete. Because those things no longer do the big number. So now you have to replace all of your gear. And that's so sad. Like, I used to play Diablo for so long, back when it was in the vanilla, and it was really hard to find, like, good gear. Like, really hard. Because the loot drop system was different. So, you weren't, like, for example, like it is now, you weren't guaranteed to find stuff that was even for your class. And even if it was for your class, it didn't necessarily have stats that were, like, just, you know, suited for your class. Like, for example, here, you see, like, how everything I find has dexterity? Nothing has, like, strength or intelligence. And that's by design. Nowadays, the loot system is, like, you find stuff for your class. You find stuff that you can use. Which didn't used to be the case. So, since you weren't guaranteed to find, like, stuff you could use, getting, like, these really, really good drops was like a really big game changer, and you had to, like, work for it for a long time. You could, like, just run the same sort of farming spot over and over and over again, I don't know, 100 times, 200 times, 500 times, until shabam, you found that, like, one good piece of gear that let you just go to a slightly higher level place and do it. In some ways I miss that. Because while it's less frustrating now, where it's like, you know that, like, you're just gonna find good stuff. Whatever you find is gonna be tailored to your class, it's gonna have the right stats, it's gonna be usable by you. You won't have that thing where you spend an entire day, you find, like, thousands of items, and nothing is usable. That's not gonna happen anymore. And fine, I get that. That's more sort of user-friendly in a way. But it does take away from it a little bit, in that, like, it doesn't feel as special anymore. It used to be that, like, and say in Diablo 2, for example. Say in Diablo 2, where you got that legendary drop, and you just look at it, and it's like, oh, holy shit, it's this item. Damn. Wow, it's a part of the Saigon set. Oh, holy shit. They were few and far between, and then it happened to be like a good roll as well, with like the right sort of like stats to it. Like that triggers thing, right? That felt good when that happened, and it felt special. It felt memorable. Here, when you get up to those high torment levels, like, the legendary drops are so common. They're so common. You can just play this for a week, and you have pretty much every legendary item that you can find for your class. That's about it. Like, it doesn't really take longer than that. And they're all gonna have good stats. They're all gonna be perfect. There's variables, obviously. Some can be slightly better. But they're all gonna be about what they're supposed to be. Which is why... So, when it all comes down to, like, just finding the legendary gear that has, like, the right affixes and the right skills, it's just... you don't even have to pay attention to if it's a good roll or not. Just find the item, and that unlocks the build. And it goes so fast. It goes so fast until you have all of those things. A bit too fast, unfortunately. Alright. Now, we are rank 60. We are at what used to be the level cap. And as soon as we hit rank 61, we're gonna start getting the Death's Breaths, which is the new resource. We're gonna need that for a lot of things. And that's why we're gonna try to continue going on the Torment difficulties, because it vastly increases the chances of finding those Death's Breath. God, it doesn't really roll off the tongue. Death's Breath. Ah. Say that fast 10 times in a row. Do it, it's a challenge. Yeah. But it's going pretty fine. I'm dying a little bit, but I'm not dying like super much. It's been somewhat manageable. Not entirely, but somewhat. And as soon as we're rank 61, that also opens up new stuff that you can craft at the blacksmith. And it also sort of like unlocks the new skills that they introduced in the expansion, which is fine. All of this is fine. Eh. Whoa, okay. 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 There we go. We're now down to Torment 2. Because here's the thing. The closer I get to 70, the less impressive this weapon that I have becomes. Soon it's just gonna be sort of like the standard average weapon. Especially since like it's not a legendary weapon, it's not anything special in that regard. It only has like the reduced level requirement. But any rank 70 weapon is godlike when you're level 43. Obviously. But like my damage is getting to the point where I don't hit people super hard anymore. So, you know, for every level up, we kind of have to possibly sort of decrease the difficulty. Now, I'm an idiot. I am an absolute goddamn idiot. Right? In that I have not been using Cyclone Strike. I got an item which... yeah. Wall of Wind? Which one is it? Implosion? Yeah, Implosion. I got an item that gives me 50% damage reduction whenever I use Cyclone Strike. Here's an idea. How about I use Cyclone Strike and get that 50% damage reduction? I could have been doing that this entire time. Ever since I got those shoulders. You know how big of a deal that is? 50% damage reduction? Folks, it's a big deal. Oh my god. I am so angry at myself. I am using it, right? Yeah, Cyclone Strike. Reduces damage taken. Why can't I see like a little thing? I don't know. Usually it gives a sort of visual indication. I'm gonna bet that just from using the Cyclone Strike here instead of the bells. Oh my god. I am such an idiot. Look, nothing's hurting me. Look at the oh, okay, fine. Fine. Ignore what I just said. Enemies that explode when they die, if I am surrounded by that, I do still take damage. I acknowledge this. I acknowledge this. So I was being a bit too cocky there. I acknowledge it. However. Okay. So this is another one of those annoying rift floors, it seems like. Where there's a bunch of stuff that's shooting at me from all possible directions. There we go, look at that. I found a Death's Breath. That's the new resource that we can start finding when we're rank 61. Very important. Oh, it does actually show the damage reduction. It's the little green thing, right? Above the Cyclone Strike. Yeah, okay, fine. Gotcha. So I do have a visual indication on if the damage reduction is up or not. I see it. It's a little bar right above the icon for the Cyclone Strike down there. I don't know if you can see it, people. You should be able to see it. It's not the most sort of like easy to see visual cue, but there is a visual cue. So that's neato. Okay, the choker, that's a pretty manageable. That's a pretty manageable Rift Guardian. We can deal with him. Now I think I'm still running with the water ally, which is because I'm an idiot. I haven't changed it to the air ally, which gives me the more resource generation. But then again, except for the Cyclone Strike, I'm not really using a whole lot of spenders right now. Might be better to switch it to the fire ally, that just gives me more damage. Well, that was way easier now that I have 50% damage reduction. Tell you that much. Man. Let's see. Not particularly interested in this legendary effect. So I can scrap that. Boom. Rank 62. We're getting very close. We're getting very close to that elusive 70. But yeah, we're at the point where like I cannot justify using the Leoric's crown anymore. I just can't do it. I'll just put it there. And now I'm starting to find these. The marquee. And they are the actual sort of highest level stuff. You find them already. So one of these gives plus 62 to all res, compared to these which are like 30, 40, so a lot more life, a lot more health. So all of these are now super obsolete. We can just sell all of these. They're junk now. Worthless to us. Don't need them. Sell. It's crap, it's garbage. It's completely useless. And now we're all about the marquee. All about the marquee. And I think at this point, we can start crafting like the level 61 stuff. Boots level 61 sounds better than 51. Let's see if they're any good. Yeah, they're better. Bracers. Well, level 61. That sounds better than level 51. Ooh, fire skills deal more damage and increased crit chance. Oh, that's a lot more damage. I like that. What about the armor? Can I get one of those? Bam. Well, that one was kind of bad. Because it doesn't have sockets. I need them sockets. And what about the pants? Now, these gloves, they give more damage from my fire skills, which I like. And let's see. One socket. Yeah, so if I just put this in, it's better in every way. Haha. I have level 61 boots. Can go for one more armor. Wow, look at that. Dexterity, vitality, and all resistances. God damn. God damn, that's good. Now we don't have any more marquee diamonds just yet. So I'm gonna have to use these sort of shitty diamonds to get them resistances up. Here we can actually plop in a marquee thing. Ah, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
I've got some brand new goods you might be interested.
But yeah, as I was gonna say, this is worth paying attention to because this is just like such a big damage increase. Fire skills deal 20% increased damage. That's pretty good. So that in itself, you have some items which can like increase your elemental damage, but that in itself makes it like kind of useful to. I'm just gonna do the near death, I think. Yeah. To see that like you use actually like, okay, this has a fire rune, so this does fire damage. Cyclone strike does not do fire damage. Instead it sucks people in from a bigger distance, which is good, so it's not my damage dealer anyway. Sweeping wind, fire damage. Mystic ally, water damage. Want him to do fire damage too. So everything is doing fire damage. And you can see where it's like, yep, I have a total of 33% increased fire damage. What gives me increased fire damage besides my Mage Fist? Do I have something else that does more fire damage? Oh yeah, my bracers. More fire damage. So yeah, pay attention to this. It's actually like sort of relevant. And outside of our shoulders, which look kind of goofy, together with the rest of this set of stuff, it actually looks pretty good. It's starting to look less janky. So we're at 62. We're getting very, very close to 70. And once we're at 70, we're gonna keep on going for the seasonal journey, which is this. We're gonna get the pet. That's what we're after. Gonna do all 4 chapters of the seasonal journey. So here, completing 5 bounties, like kill Rakanoth, kill Iswal, 2 bosses. That's all we have to do to beat chapter 1. And then chapter 2, we've done most of the stuff here too. Easy peasy. Chapter 3, we've done a lot of stuff here as well. And chapter 4, this is the final thing. This is the final thing we're gonna do. And we need to be at Torment 4 on level 70 to do that. Easy. It's gonna be easy, people.